What if one of the last untouched places on Earth became a sovereign country? A land of ice, silence, and scientific wonder, Antarctica is larger than Europe and twice the size of Australia. It contains 90% of the world's ice and nearly 70% of its fresh water, locked beneath a sheet of ice up to 4.8 kilometers thick. But what if, in the near future, a dramatic shift in politics, climate, and technology allowed Antarctica to declare independence and become the world's newest and most unusual nation? Let's imagine it's the year 2050. Rapid climate change and rising sea levels have triggered global action. Coastal cities are flooding, millions are displaced, and the pressure for habitable land has never been greater. With polar technology reaching unprecedented levels like advanced thermal insulation, geothermal power systems, and atmospheric regulators, Antarctica is no longer a frozen death trap, but a viable frontier. Through a historic multinational agreement, the Antarctic Treaty System dissolves. For the first time in history, Antarctica is declared a sovereign nation, the Republic of Antarctica. This new nation starts with no indigenous people, no cities, and no history of colonization. It's a blank slate, a rare opportunity to build a country from scratch. Governance is handled through a digital democracy, where every citizen votes using blockchain-secure identity systems. The Constitution is drafted collaboratively by scientists, ethicists, environmentalists, and refugees who settled here seeking new beginnings. The government is fully transparent, decentralized, and powered by AI-assisted decision-making. The capital city, named New Polaris, is built beneath a massive climate-controlled dome. The architecture is ultra-modern, but environmentally conscious. Modular housing that adapts to extreme temperatures, vertical farms, algae bioreactors for carbon capture, and AI-managed public transportation systems. Roads are heated by geothermal energy, and drones maintain infrastructure with precision. The city never sleeps, but it never pollutes either. But how does a country in one of the most inhospitable regions on Earth support an economy? That's where Antarctica's real power lies, not in consumerism, but in data, science, and diplomacy. The Republic becomes the world's largest open scientific hub. Research stations are expanded into megalabs, focusing on space simulation, climate science, deep-sea exploration, quantum computing, and virology. Antarctica even launches its own satellite system to monitor global climate in real time. Surprisingly, one of the biggest draws is not just scientific, but economic. Antarctica is home to vast untapped reserves of rare earth minerals, coal, and oil buried beneath the ice. These resources, which were off limits under the Antarctic Treaty, become leverage, but not for exploitation. The Republic announces that it will never drill or mine unless global survival depends on it. Instead, it creates a resource reserve bank, a diplomatic tool used to influence climate policy and environmental cooperation. Countries begin signing trade and data exchange treaties in return for limited research access to Antarctica's interior. The population starts small, around 250,000 residents in the first decade. Many are scientists, climate migrants, and tech entrepreneurs. Others are part of resettlement programs for climate-displaced communities from nations like Bangladesh, the Maldives, and low-lying Pacific Islands. Citizenship is granted based on contribution to society, sustainability literacy, and commitment to peaceful coexistence. Everyone, regardless of origin, learns Antarctican, a universal Creole combining elements of English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Hindi. Daily life in Antarctica is unlike anywhere else. There's no agriculture in the traditional sense. Food is produced in climate-controlled domes through aquaponics, hydroponics, and lab-grown meat. Everyone is trained in environmental science from childhood. Garbage is sorted and repurposed with 100% efficiency. There are no landfills. Public services are managed by AI, from transportation to energy to emergency response. People ride autonomous snow cabs, use smart clothing to regulate body heat, and pay with cryptocurrency backed by clean energy. Culture evolves quickly. With no national religion or historic war wounds, Antarctica becomes a melting pot of global traditions, filtered through the lens of sustainability and science. National holidays include Climate Unity Week, Global Science Day, and Treaty Memorial Day. Music blends nature sounds with electronic ambience. Art is minimal, nature-inspired, and often ice-carved. Traditional sports give way to snowparker, VR mountaineering, and high-speed drone racing through ice canyons. Education is fully immersive. Kids learn quantum theory and climate ethics as early as primary school. They use augmented reality to explore ancient Earth ecosystems or simulate Martian colonies. The University of New Polaris becomes the world's leading institute for climate science, robotics, and polar medicine. Antarctica even launches its own Olympic-style games, focused on endurance, cooperation, and environmental skill. Internationally, the Republic of Antarctica plays a unique role. It hosts global summits for climate treaties, mediates water-sharing agreements, and offers refugee visas to displaced communities. Unlike other nations, it has no standing army. Security is handled through autonomous surveillance drones and diplomatic immunity agreements. Its defense policy is modeled after the original spirit of the Antarctic Treaty, peaceful cooperation only. But challenges remain. Ice melt is accelerating. Coastal cities, even in Antarctica, must be rebuilt on stilts or relocated. The rising population could strain on food systems and infrastructure. And global powers are growing wary of Antarctica's influence over scientific data, rare earth minerals, and climate policy. Despite being neutral, the Republic is not immune to cyber attacks or economic pressure. It must balance openness with security, innovation with preservation. Still, it stands as a beacon of hope. A frozen wasteland transformed into a utopian lab for humanity's next chapter. Antarctica proves that a country can be founded not on conquest, but on collaboration. Not on wealth, but on wisdom. It challenges the world to rethink what nations should look like, how they should behave, and what they should protect. If Antarctica became a country, it could either fall victim to the same greed and pollution that shaped much of human history, or it could become the first nation to truly learn from it. A blank page in a burning book, where the story we write could shape not just a continent, but the entire planet's future. And maybe, just maybe, this icy land at the bottom of the world could be our second chance. A reminder that it's never too late to build something better, from the ground up, from the coldest corners of the Earth. Antarctica, once a symbol of isolation, could become the blueprint for global unity, where borders mean less and the future means more. Where progress doesn't destroy, but protects. And where humanity learns, finally, to live in harmony with the planet it calls home. Because if we can create a peaceful, thriving nation on a sheet of ice, then perhaps we can fix what's broken elsewhere too. Antarctica wouldn't just be a new country. It would be humanity's boldest experiment. And maybe our last hope. If you found this video fascinating, imagine what else we can explore together. Don't forget to like the video if it sparked your curiosity. Subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing explorations into science, history, and the future of our planet. And hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Got thoughts about what Antarctica as a country would really look like? Or want us to dive into another what-if scenario? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, and until next time, keep exploring the unknown.